last year.
Yeah, you know what? It's tough anytime you lose a game in pro football, much less you lose a home game pro football, and so anytime you lose a game with all the work and the preparation that you put in, and all the kind of positivity that you felt in the preseason, and then you get to your first opportunity to basically go race the guy next to you, and you fall short, and unfortunately that's the reality of pro sports. And now it becomes the real test of getting ready for a really good BC team on the road.
In your experience, how do first impressions play out in football? Is there any sort of correlation with the way things start out to where a team can finish?
Yeah, I mean, again, it's every game counts, and so this one could have bearing on the very last game of the year and where we end up seated to get in the playoffs, or whether you win the West, or whether you get an opportunity to go try to win the Grey Cup. So that one, it was a tough loss. We've got to go on from here and do what we've got to do to become a better football team.
How much does, in a general sense, that belief that you can do it, how much is belief a part of this equation as well?
I think it's very, very much so. And again, it's got to be, they played faster, I thought Saskatchewan was the more physical football team. So we've got to look at what we're doing, making sure that we're not making them think too much, play faster and more physical ourselves. So that's kind of our goal this week.
You got to look at the kids on film, Kai Gray, Darius Bratton, and Dwayne Thompson. What did you make of their play overall? I know you weren't happy with the PIs early.
Yeah, I mean, again, those plays matter just like the last play of the game, or the one anybody always wants to say about the 3 plays. Well, the penalties early in the game certainly they put points on the board, and it was in a tight fourth quarter CFL football game, all of them matter.
Sunday kind of backs up the old phrase, 5 or 6 plays decide a game every football game.
Yeah, there's no doubt, and I'm not immune. I mean, there were some decisions that I made that if I could go back, if we had that crystal ball and could go back and make things different, and I've got to coach them better, and we've got to certainly execute better.
How do you do anything to keep it positive this week? Because these guys don't
Well,
want to fall back into that here we go.
It's not going to be a funeral home, I can assure you. I mean, again, Calgary's in the same boat we are. They lost a game at home that I'm sure that they didn't anticipate losing, because they're very, very tough at home. And so, and people ask about all the streak. I mean, we had like 6 guys in our building that are left from that team 2 years ago, whenever it was, when all that started. And we've got a boatload of these rookies that were in college last year playing football. They had nothing to do with last year. So we're 0-1 right now. That's reality. We can't get it back. The thing we've got to do is attempt to try to become as good a football player and team as we can. We've got to be a better coach, and then move on to the next opponent, which is very good, because that's the team that beat Calgary on the road.
I guess at every level it's all about the bounce back, right?
No
the
doubt.
Next game and how you respond.
No doubt. And the good teams have all gone through some tough times. Ours, unfortunately, is week 1.
One thing you said post-game I found interesting. You said we need to simplify some things. Do you have one or 2 examples of that?
No, again, it's just in general, too many mistakes, guys looking around and not playing as fast as what they should. And we got great coaches here. We got a lot of really great ideas, but sometimes you can have too much of something.
Right.
And so we're going to go back and all 3 phases, try to make it as simple as we possibly can, and allow our players, who we feel like we've got some good players, to play fast.
When you look back at the film of Taylor's performance and the O-line's performance,
well, it all goes hand in hand, and that goes back to, too, I mean, everybody wants to pick on the O-line, and when you're running 15, 17, 20-yard routes, well, that takes time.
Right.
And so you look at everybody's offensive line across the league, if they're asked to do the same thing like that over and over, well, guess what? We may have some issues, you know what I'm saying? So Saskatchewan certainly wasn't immune. When they tried to do it, we ran right by their D-line or their O-line, too, from time to time. So we've got to look and get the ball out of Taylor's hands. He certainly will tell you he didn't play his best football game. And again, we just all have to play just better. All right, thank y'all.